Monday, which means let's go. Jumbo friends, my name is Christy and I will be your safari guide here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve for the next 2 whole weeks. So I hope you're ready for a 2-week safari. If you didn't sign up for the 2-week safari, don't you worry, I will upgrade you for free right now, since you're on the truck anyway. Alrighty, if you look above you, there is that animal spotting guide. I spent all night coloring all those animals in, so just look at it. I stayed inside all the lines too. There's about 40 animals in 5 of those things. Took a while. All night. But there's about 40 animals, so we have a pretty good chance that we might see some of those animals here. And the animals surprisingly like the rain too, so to get a good show. Alrighty, if you have your cameras or any other loose objects such as hats, sunglasses, now I don't know why you would need your sunglasses right now, but anything like that, make sure you hang on tight to those because we cannot stop on the reserve for any dropped objects, so just make sure you are holding on tight to those. Also, can you please keep your hands and feet and arms, everything, every body part, inside of the truck? Because it is very prickly out here. Some of those bushes have some thorns on them and we just don't want to touch those. Also, remain seated too. Please remain seated because it is pretty rough terrain out here. And we don't want anyone getting hurt or falling out the truck. That would be bad. And I don't want that to happen. Alrighty, in your cameras, a sports or an action setting is usually best for those cameras because sometimes we cannot stop for all of the animals and sometimes the animals don't stop for us, so an action or a sports setting is usually best. As soon as we get the all clear though, we will be heading on in right after this truck to start our safari. Is this anyone's first safari? Raise your hands. Alright, so there's a lot of people. Alright, we got our Brandon. Brandon's a newbie. That's cool. Even if you're not Brandon and a newbie, don't you worry because no 2 safaris are the same. You never know what you might find roaming around here on the reserve. Alrighty, looks like we are the next truck. We just gotta wait for the warden to tell us to head on in. So what kind of animals does everyone want to see today? Lions, tigers. There's actually no tigers in Africa. They're in Asia. Crocodile. There are some crocodiles. Warthogs. Hippos, everything. Are you just naming everything on that animal spotting guide? Alright, so tell me one animal that you think I wouldn't know or that you actually don't know that you want to see up there. Hyena? I don't know if the hyenas are out right now. It's not too dark, so we don't know if they're out. How about an okapi? That's my favorite. I like when I ask that question and people tell me the most random animal and I'm like, oh yeah, we might see that. Alrighty, so we are starting our safari journey back in the forest. In the forest, it's best to look behind trees and bushes because the animals do like to be hidden. On the right up there, there is an okapi. Actually, 2 okapis. So those 2 okapis, many people think they are related to zebras because of those striped legs. But their closest relative is actually a giraffe. Their face structure, tongues, and how they walk is all very similar. And on our left up here, there are 2 greater kudus. So the greater kudus, these 2 are female because they don't have horns on their heads. The male greater kudus have the horns, the females do not. They're just a type of antelope. And the greater kudu. It's like they are staying in that shade over there to hide from the rain. It looks like there is a black rhino up ahead though, all the way up there on the left. And over here on our right, in 1 second as soon as we make this turn, there is a saddle-billed stork. So that's a saddle-billed stork, it's a bird. The saddle-billed stork actually has a wingspan about 9 feet wide. Very wide wingspan. Let's see where that black rhino went. I think he went up here somewhere. Did I miss him? Him or her? I don't really know if it's him or her. There it is. It's gonna be back behind us to the left up there. That's a black rhino again. Black rhinos weigh about 3,000 pounds each. Very large. It's also sad because there is only about 5,000 of them left in the world today because of humans. Humans are poaching those black rhinos for their horns. If you look very closely, all the way up on the left, you see a copper-colored animal. That's a bongo. There's a couple of them back there. All the way back there. Bongos are known as the ghost of the forest because if you could tell, they don't really like to be seen. They do like to be hidden back there. Alrighty, but it looks like we are now headed down to the river. In the river, you could usually find animals such as different types of birds, hippos, and those crocodiles. Hippos love the water, so the best place to usually look for hippos is in the water. Oh, and there's one up ahead too. There's actually two, so we're gonna keep on headed forward to get a closer look of those hippos. Alrighty, so those hippos there. Hippos are one of Africa's most dangerous animals. This is because they are very territorial and very fast animals. So there's some on your left here too. If you can't see those ones, there's some on your left in the water there. Hippos can stay underwater for about 8 minutes at one time without coming up for any air. And these birds here on the center island, these are called pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans get their name because during the mating season, the colors on their back change to pink to attract the other gender. It's a very original name, the pink-backed pelican. Alrighty, let's go find some crocodile. He probably should be around here somewhere. Alrighty, and I do see some up ahead. They're going to be on your left-hand side here. Those are Nile crocodile, and yes, they are real, so please remain seated on this bridge. That would be really bad. These are Nile crocodile. Their jaws are so strong that it could break the bone of their prey in one bite. Sometimes the Nile crocodile, they sleep with their mouths open. When they sleep with their mouths open, they look really silly, first of all, but they do this to act because it cools down their whole body. So they use that to cool down their body when they are sleeping with their mouths open. We're going to keep on headed forward. That bridge should not sound too safe, so we're just going to keep on driving past it. Alright, looks like we are headed towards the savannah now. We can tell we are headed in the right direction because of the break in the tree lines up ahead. The savannah is a lot more open, which is good for some of its taller animals to roam around in, such as giraffes and elephants, two of my favorite animals. The savannah is also home to animals such as zebras, lions, ostriches, many other animals. You never know what you might find roaming around on the savannah. Alrighty, this funny looking tree on your right is called a baobab tree. So the baobab tree kind of looks upside down because the branches on top look like roots a little bit. This is just how the baobab trees grow here in the savannah. They also go leafless for about 9 months. Again, that's called a baobab tree. Alrighty, up ahead of us to the right in that little area over there, there are some Ankoli cattle. If we keep on going around, we might get a better view of them. It looks like they are hiding under those trees back there. Alrighty. So to the right there, those are Ankoli cattle. Their horns are very large. They grow about 3 to 4 feet long on their heads. Very large horns. The inside of those horns is kind of like a honeycomb shape. So their horns aren't that heavy. They're actually quite light.
Do they get hunted for their horns too?
I believe so. That's an African truck. It's a rare species. Alrighty, so on our left here, under that little rock cove thing, there are actually African wild dogs. They're African wild dogs. Many people think they're hyenas, but they're not. They actually look nothing like hyenas once you see them up close. Those are African wild dogs. They're also known as painted dogs because of the color. Please do not whistle at the dogs. They're not your type.
Are they cutting it?
Alrighty, so those are the African wild dogs. I still hear you whistling back there. Please do not whistle at them. Alrighty, so all around the savannah there are termite mounds. Termite mounds are made up of 3 things, which include dirt, saliva, and dung from the termites. Probably the worst 3 things that something could be made out of: dirt, saliva, and dung. But they're as hard as cement, so elephants love to rub up against termite mounds with their tusks. This one here on the left's really tall. It's about 25 feet tall. It's taller than the truck. It took months and months for the termites to build that one up to be that tall, and it continues to grow. Now I wish I had a poncho. Oh, that was not fun. Alrighty, let's see what we can find up here. We might get a better look of those Ankoli cattle from this side, maybe. Nope, it looks like none of them are sticking out there. Alrighty, but there are some animals up ahead. I see some giraffes to the left up there, but if you look to the right over here, there's 2 animals. There's a large herd of animals. Those gray animals are wildebeest, and then the sand-colored ones above those are the Patterson elands. Patterson elands are the largest type of antelope. They grow about 6 foot tall, so where your arms are in the truck, they come to about there at full height and full growth. Again, those are the Patterson elands. Those gray ones are the wildebeest. Wildebeest are the largest herding mammals other than humans. They love to live in their large herds, and they travel in their large herds. Giraffe. Alrighty, and on our left coming up, there are some giraffes. Giraffes are the tallest animals in the world. They grow about 18 to 25 feet tall. Yep, there's a little baby. Baby giraffes can actually walk within an hour of being born. It's pretty incredible. The giraffes on this reserve are called Maasai giraffes. Maasai giraffes have an irregular pattern of their patches on their fur. A group of giraffes is called a tower, and when the tower moves, it's called a journey. Does anyone know what color giraffes' tongues are? Purple. Yep, it's a really deep purple, almost black. So I'll give that one to you guys. Alrighty, we're gonna get a good look of those wildebeest there and those Patterson elands to your right. So those wildebeest are actually white-bearded wildebeest. That's the name of them. They have little white beards. I think they're more gray, but they're called the white-bearded wildebeest. Alright, next we're headed to Monkey Point. Monkey Point gets the name because monkeys usually like to hang out here, but I do see something quite larger hanging out here too. It's an elephant. Looks like it's playing in the water. Elephants love water, surprisingly enough. They drink a lot of it too. Alright, let me know if you see any monkeys here on our left. They do like to hide in the trees over here. Alrighty, but there is that elephant to your right. It's actually a male elephant. We know it's a male elephant because male elephants are solitary animals. Yeah, it looked like there was a monkey all the way back by that rock back there. All the way back there. That's actually a mandrill, and mandrills are the largest type of monkeys. So on that elephant's back, there's dirt and sand. Elephants throw dirt and sand on their backs to act as a natural sunblock. So their skin is very sensitive to the sun, even though it's not that sunny right now, like it still hurt their skin. So they throw the dirt and the sand on their backs to help protect it. So just like we need sunblock, so do the elephants. Theirs is just a little more natural than ours is. Alrighty, it looks like we might be headed towards more elephants. Looks like a lot of open area. Did that sign, what did that sign say? Was that road closed?
Yes.
Oh. Well, just don't tell anyone we're going this way today. We're gonna make our own little safari trip here. Just don't tell anyone there. I don't want to get fired. Oh, yep. We're not supposed to go over this bridge. It's fine though. It's fine. We're just go slow. And again, don't tell anyone. Oh yeah, it doesn't sound too safe. It's fine. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Yep, we're not telling anyone about that because that is not safe. Did I lose anyone? Raise your hands if I lost anyone. Oh, we're leaving you back there. I'm sorry. Your family could pick you up later. The park closes at 7. Just make sure you're back by then. All right. Looks like we are headed through clay pits now. And elephants love to eat the clay from the clay pits because of the nutritional benefits that the clay gives the elephants. There's even some tusk marks all around us. So hopefully those elephants are still nearby. So this is how the elephants are being poached for their tusks. Elephants' tusks are made out of ivory, so the poachers are selling their ivory tusks on the black market. But because of different conservation funds and reserves like this one, we could help save some of those elephants. Looks like there are some to the left up there, so we're going to keep on heading that way. Looks like we picked up a radio signal out here also. Alrighty, there are some elephants there to your left, out by those baobab trees. That one might be headed down to the watering hole, so we're gonna head that way next, because again, elephants love water. They actually drink about 40 gallons of it a day. It's a lot of water. They can also hold water in their trunks too, for a period of time. It looks like that one might be getting in the water too, so let's keep on headed down there. Again, the elephants love the rain. They play in the rain all the time. Yep. That one, oh, there's some babies. It looks like that baby is in the water and the mom is watching it. Oh, don't you worry. I'm stopping too. I'm watching this. Again, they love the water. It's such a cool view. But on our left here, there are some greater flamingos. Greater flamingos are pink because of their diet, which includes shrimp. When a flamingo is born, they're actually gray. And then the more pink pigmented food they eat, they turn pink. The greater flamingos are actually the lightest type of flamingo, the lightest pink. And a group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. Alright, and I see some white rhinos playing in the mud up ahead. I told you the animals love, oh, that one's running. The animals love to play in the rain. Alrighty, everyone take a cute look at those cute little baby rhinos. Their little wrinkles are so cute. Alrighty, but the white rhinos love to roll around in that mud, as you can see. White rhinos are actually a lot bigger than that first black rhino we saw. White rhinos are about 1,000 to 2,000 pounds heavier. White rhinos aren't actually white, they're more of a gray when they're not muddy, but they're more of a gray color. What was that? Yep, these ones live on the savanna, the other ones live in another part of Africa. They're found usually in the forest. Alrighty, they get their name from the Afrikaans word weit, which means wide. The shapes of their mouth, if you look at it, it's very wide, which helps them eat the vegetation on the ground floor. Alright, I do see a cheetah up ahead on the hill, in the front hill, on the left there. Actually, 2 cheetahs. The one sitting up, the one's laying down. Alright, cheetahs are the fastest land animals. They run about 60 miles per hour. They're all the way up there. Their spots do help them kind of blend into what's around them. Again, they run about 60 miles per hour. They use their tails kind of as a steering wheel to help them turn. Alright. Alrighty, and this rock formation here on our left is called a kopie, and lions love to lay on top of kopies. There actually is a lion on top of that up in front, so if we keep on heading around we can see it better. The lions do sleep for about 18 hours a day. If you look to the right, there is a bontebok antelope. That's a bontebok. Alrighty, but lions do like to lay on top of their kopies to sleep. They do sleep for about 18 hours a day. But they also like to watch over their land and their territory from on top of the kopies. It looks like there might be two up there. And I see a couple zebras in the distance to the right there also. And there is the male lion up there too. So those zebras, a zebra's hind kick is so strong that it could break the jaw of an attacking lion. So you never want to stand behind a zebra. But speaking of lions, that is the male lion up there, up ahead. There's a good view of those two females and the male. Again, they are just cats. They do love their sleep. They're just really large cats that you can't have as pets. The female lions actually do most of the hunting at night while the male stays back to watch over their land and their territory. Alrighty, if you look in the burrow on the ground here, there's a warthog.
Oh.
There's actually a couple in that little burrow there. They're hiding from the rain. I'd be doing the same. So warthogs are the largest burrowing animals. They burrow their food and they burrow themselves. Obviously, like that one was just hiding in there. They love their burrows. Again, those are warthogs. But on the left-hand side of the truck, if you see those yellow eggs, those are ostrich eggs. Ostrich eggs weigh about 3 pounds each. Usually the ostrich is around here somewhere watching her egg. She's probably hiding from the rain right now. But ostriches are huge birds. You wouldn't be able to miss it. It's huge. Its head comes up to about where your heads are in the truck. Very large birds. They're actually the fastest birds. They run about 40 miles per hour, but they can't fly. They're flightless birds. But those eggs there are very exciting news for the Harambe Wildlife Reserve to have little ostriches running all around here. Alrighty, this one's really hard to see, but if you look all the way to your right back there, you see some white and tan colored animals. Those are the scimitar horned oryx. The scimitar horned oryx have really large horns on their head. They grow about 2 to 3 feet long. You can see their pictures up ahead of you, above you. They're really pretty animals. Looks like they are hiding from the rain though. Alrighty, but it looks like this road is taking us back into Harambe to drop all of you off in the village to enjoy the rest of your stay here in Africa or wherever your travels may take you today. I hope you had an amazing safari. Those 2 weeks really went by fast, didn't they? It was about 22 minutes long. But I hope you all had an amazing safari. And that was a pretty great safari, if I would say so. All the animals were out and playing in the rain there. Pretty amazing. I hope you also got some great pictures and learned a lot about all of the amazing animals here. It's really important that you can help these animals in their habitats by donating to different conservation funds, such as the Disney Conservation Fund. If you'd like more information about the Disney Conservation Fund, feel free to ask any cast member outside of the safari. And if you'd like to see more animals, I recommend taking the Pangati Forest Trail. The Pangati Forest Trail, once you get off the safari, it's up the hill and to the right of there. There you can see animals such as meerkats, naked mole rats, and many other animals. Strollers are awesome. Strollers. Can you hear me? Oh. Hello? Okay, cool. Alrighty, but it looks like we got the all clear. Again, my name is Christy, and it was a pleasure driving all of you around the safari reserve here. In Harambe, though, we do not say goodbye because goodbyes are way too sad and way too final. So instead we say Kwaherini, which means to go well. So Kwaherini, friends.
All right.
Kwaherini.
Oh.